The monarchy provides with the Constitution a degree of long-term stability that is actually quite hard to come by any other way. Imagine being the Queen of England and still being told that you cannot enter a room. That's precisely what sources close to the royal family are reportedly discussing behind closed palace doors. Princess and the determinant Princess Royal Music has allegedly taken legal steps to protect a private wing of the Sandringham estate. Music. In doing so, she has effectively blocked Queen Camilla's plans for a secluded summer retreat at one of Britain's most cherished royal residences. So what's really happening? Why is the most resilient woman in the British memorial music family drawing a legal line in the sand at this moment? Stay with us as this story delves far deeper than just property. The stage is set. What Sandringham means to the crown. To understand the significance music of this conflict, it is essential to know what Sandringham is. It is not just a house. It represents the very soul of the British monarchy. Music. The Sandringham estate spans a stunning 20,000 acres of parkland in Norfolk, located music approximately 110 miles north of London. It was first acquired in 1862 by Queen Victoria, music, as a gift for her heir, the future King Edward IV, and has been privately owned by the reigning monarch ever since. Unlike many royal properties, music, Sandringham does not belong to the Crown Estate or the state. It is personal property that passes directly from one sovereign to the next. Music, this distinction is significant. Sandringham does not belong to the nation. It belongs to the king personally. When Queen Elizabeth II, music, passed away in September 2022, Sandringham passed directly into King Charles's ownership. It is the place where the royal family gathers each Christmas, where Queen Elizabeth spent her final days, and where music, Prince Philip chose to retire, living quietly at Wood Farm on the estate grounds. In addition to the main Sandringham house, the estate includes a cluster of historic properties music scattered across its vast grounds such as Wood Farm, Emer Hall, used by Prince William and Princess Kate, Park House, music, the birthplace of Princess Diana, the Folly, and several working farms, including Marsh Farm, music, where the disgraced Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is currently living after being exiled from royal music, Lodge in Windsor. For generations, various members of the royal family have maintained private arrangements in informal understandings, music, regarding access to the estate's different sectors and buildings. Historically, these arrangements were managed through a gentleman's agreement among family members. However, in the turbulent climate of 2026, music, these agreements are becoming more formalized and contentious. When royals start involving lawyers, music indicates that the gentlemen's agreements have completely broken down. The and Camilla fault line, a rivalry that never ended. Before discussing the legal move itself, music, we need to address the obvious issue that has lingered in Buckingham Palace's corridors for nearly 5 decades. The strained relationship between Princess and Queen, music, Camilla. This tension isn't new. It didn't start with Charles's marriage to Camilla in 2005, although that event certainly heightened it. Reports, music, suggest that their friction dates back to the 1970s when Camilla Parker B.S. first became involved with Charles. This connection ultimately led to the collapse of music, his marriage to Princess Diana, and to the fracturing of the family that devoted her, music, life to protecting. Princess and the Princess Royal is widely regarded as the music hardest working member of the royal family. She undertakes more royal engagements each year than almost any other working royal. Music, and is disciplined, stoic, and militarily precise in her conduct, maintaining a deeply conservative view of royal duty. She doesn't seek media attention or public sympathy, and has long, been considered the backbone of the modern monarchy. In contrast, Camilla entered the royal family amid what many within the palace viewed as one of its greatest scandals. For years, she was unpopular with the British public, and with several senior royals, including Anne. While Camilla has worked hard to improve her public image and has largely succeeded, the underlying tension with, and has never fully disappeared. Recently, sources close to the royal family, music, have described the dynamic between Anne and Camilla as a Cold War that occasionally erupts into open music conflict. As one insider explained to a major outlet, and believes Camilla is overstepping her role, while Camilla sees and is unable to separate family loyalty from sound music judgment. This mutual suspicion has now found a physical battleground, the grounds of Sandringham itself. The Andrew factor, how one royal's disgrace ignited the conflict. To understand the legal situation at the heart of this music story, one must follow the chain of events that began with the fall of Andrew Mountbatten. Music, Windsor, formerly known as Prince Andrew, Duke of York. In October 2025, King Charles formally stripped his younger brother, Andrew, of all remaining royal titles, honors, and his right to reside in a crown estate. Music property. Andrew had already become a pariah following his infamous television interview regarding his friendship, music, with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The scandal deepened with the posthumous publication of a memoir by Epstein's survivor, Virginia Joffrey. As a result, Andrew what was moved from the lavish 30-room royal lodge near Windsor to Musicwood Farm, a significantly more modest residence on the Sandringham estate. Then on the morning of February 19, 2026, Andrew's 66th birthday, he was arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Unmarked police cars descended on the Sandringham estate, conducting searches simultaneously at Wood Farm in Norfolk and Royal Lodge in Berkshire. Andrew was taken to Elcombe Police Station, where he was held for approximately 11 hours before being released under music investigation. This incident marked a staggering event, the first arrest of a sibling of the reigning monarch since Queen Elizabeth I had her sister Mary detained in 1554. In response, King Charles issued a statement saying, "The law must take its course." At this point, Princess Anne enters the picture and the story takes a more explosive turn. According to multiple sources, Anne has been quietly but fiercely advocating for her brother Andrew, seeking to ensure he is treated with basic human dignity throughout this ordeal. She reportedly expressed concerns about his declining mental health directly to King Charles and Prince William, and has been described as the driving force, behind a private family effort to ensure that the institution does not completely abandon Andrew. In contrast, Queen Camilla has allegedly taken a hard line against any music accommodations for Andrew, viewing any signs of family solidarity as a threat to the monarchy's reputation. One palace source stated that Camilla is genuinely appalled that and is pursuing this issue at all. The conflict over Andrew's welfare has now spilled over into questions of space, access, and legal rights at Sandringham itself. The legal move. What his lawyers actually did, what has Princess Anne's legal team done, and how does it impact Queen Camilla's summer plans? Sources indicate that Princess Anne, through her legal representatives, has formally asserted and documented her family's private use rights over a specific wing of the Sandringham estate. This move is not an attempt to claim ownership of property belonging to the king. Rather, it serves to legally formalize the informal arrangements that have historically governed how different family members use various properties on the estate. Such arrangements are common in large hereditary estates across Britain. Families with multi-generational claims often establish formal licenses to occupy, customary use agreements, or time-sharing arrangements through solicitors, especially when informal understandings begin to deteriorate. It appears that the informal arrangements at Sandringham broke down in 2026 by engaging lawyers to formally document and secure her family's access to certain spaces, and is accomplishing two things. First, she is creating a legal paper trail that cannot, easily be overridden or ignored by the palace. Second, she is sending a clear message to Camilla and the broader palace hierarchy. This is my territory, and I will not, be displaced. The timing of this move is significant. Sandringham House officially, music, closes to the public between July 13th and August 3rd, during which time the royal family traditionally, music gathers at the estate for private summer events. There have been quiet discussions, music, about Camilla potentially using one of the estate's private wings for an extended music personal retreat during this period, separate from the king, who typically travels to Balmoral, music, in Scotland for the summer. By acting now, and has effectively eliminated that music possibility in the area her legal team has documented. Sources suggest that Camilla is furious. Music, although the palace has not made any public comments on the matter. Camilla's summer plans and the property at stake. To understand what Camilla stood, music, to lose, it's important to examine her complicated relationship with property and privacy, qualities that in many ways define her life as queen. Unlike King Charles, whose deep connection to land and estates, music, is central to his identity, Camilla has historically maintained a degree of independence through her music-owned private spaces. For decades, her cherished retreat was Raymill House in Music, Wiltshire, a stunning £850,000 country estate she acquired during her divorce from Andrew Parker B.S. Music in 1995. This house served as her sanctuary, a place where she could be Camilla rather than queen consort, music, or queen. In early 2026, reports emerged indicating that Camilla had quietly transferred ownership of Raymill House. This move attracted music significant attention because it suggested she was further integrating her residential life into the royal system, music, rather than retaining a private refuge outside it. It was also reported that King Charles had purchased a neighboring Wiltshire property for £3 million, which further intertwined their private music lives in that area. With changes underway at Raymill House in Balmoral firmly established as Charles's summer retreat, Sandringham increasingly appeared music to be an attractive option for Camilla. In this location, she could maintain a private, lower-profile summer presence, music, near the estate's gardens, which she openly admires, and away from the relentless public demands of the London calendar. The specific wing that Anne's lawyers are reportedly seeking to protect, music, is understood to be a section of the estate with historical ties to Anne's family arrangements. Spaces that have music been informally used by the Princess Royal's household during visits. Whether or not Camilla Music had any formal intentions to use these spaces, or if this is more of a preemptive music legal strategy by, and the practical outcome is the same. A door has been closed, leaving the Queen standing outside it. Music, Charles caught in the middle. The king who cannot win. King Charles is facing a tough music time caught between two strong women in his life. He is dealing with serious health issues while also managing music challenges for the monarchy. In December 2025, he shared he would cut back on his cancer treatments, indicating his health might be stabilizing, but he still has a serious diagnosis. Music, his brother has been arrested and his son Harry remains distant from the family. Harry is involved in a legal battle with British music tabloids that keeps the family in the public eye. Although public support for the monarchy is generally strong, music, it has faced many tests recently. Now his sister and his wife Camilla are in a legal and personal dispute over the family estate. Sources close to the palace say Charles is hesitant, music, to step in. He values Anne's loyalty, especially during his illness, as she has publicly, music, supported him and provided private assistance. However, he also relies on Camilla, whom many believe is music, a strong and stabilizing force in his life. One aide noted that both women are strong-willed and music do not back down. This puts Charles in a tricky position, trying to mediate between them, music, while keeping the family united. For now, Charles is choosing to remain silent. Music, this strategy might buy him some time, but those close to the family say it frustrates both women. In the realm of royal politics, music, silence doesn't mean neutrality. It often leads to more conflict later. At Sandringham, this conflict is now, music, part of legal documents, meaning it can't be avoided forever. The future of the family, the estate, music, and the crown. The royal family is facing important issues about the future of Sandringham, a private space for the monarchy. Currently, Princess Anne's legal team claims rights over certain areas, music of the estate. This effectively prevents Queen Camilla from accessing these areas for now. Any chances of a private agreement among family members have become a legal matter. This shift has larger implications, music, than just one summer holiday. For many years, Sandringham has been the heart of the British monarchy, where the family can be themselves, music away from the public eye. Queen Elizabeth II loved it, and King George. Music, V6 passed away there. The family comes together at Christmas not because they have to, but because they feel at home there. The involvement of lawyers in this estate, music, suggests that family ties among the Windsors are weakening and that they are now relying on legal measures rather than personal music connections. By hiring lawyers, Princess Anne has made it clear that she believes the time for informal agreements is over. She is prioritizing legal, music clarity for her household over family unity, indicating that harmony may no longer be music possible. Queen Camilla, on the other hand, does not back down easily. At 78, she is more confident in her role than ever, having overcome years of public music negativity. She is unlikely to be put off by Anne's legal actions. The open music question is whether she will escalate the conflict, attracting more public attention, or find a way to secure music her position at the estate. Meanwhile, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor stays at Wood Farm on the Sandringham grounds. He is under police investigation, has music, lost his titles, and is reportedly struggling with his mental health. Although Princess Anne has advocated for him, the music monarchy remains firm in its stance. Still, at least, Anne is looking out for him. Music, Sandringham has witnessed both the regal and raw sides of the monarchy. It has been a place of death and scandal. Now, in 2026, music, it has become the backdrop for a struggle over power, space, loyalty, and legacy. This fight is happening quietly through legal music documents, warning that one party is not welcome. Princess Anne has set a clear boundary. The question is whether anyone will challenge music that boundary. The situation at Sandringham goes beyond just a summer retreat. It concerns who holds power in the House of Windsor when the king cannot music or will not take a side. It is about a family under great stress, bound by duty, but torn apart by conflict. It also raises the question of whether this private space of the British monarchy, music, can withstand becoming a legal battleground. If you found the story interesting, please like, music, subscribe for more royal updates, and share your thoughts below. Do you think Princess Anne is right to take legal action, or has she crossed a music line that cannot be undone? We'll see you next time.